Hey guys, I want to go ahead and talk about solving for a specific variable. Now these things can get a little bit complex, sometimes students get confused, but you have to remember what the math is telling you. Right here, remember it's telling me that this variable e is equal to I divided by r. So if I want r by itself isolated, I have to undo things. So I'll show you the long way and then I'll show you kind of like a little trick. Well, you have to multiply. I want to isolate the r, so I'm going to multiply. This is division dividing the r, so I have to multiply both sides by the r. So what happens here? Well, the top and the bottom can simplify here. That becomes a 1. Now over here you have e times the r equals I. Well, now what do we do to isolate the r? Well, we got to divide by the e. There it is right there. The e's are simplified into a 1. The r is going to be equal to I divided by e. And there it is. But if you notice, all I did was switch these two guys right here. That's all I did. And that's kind of like a shortcut if you want to look at it that way. But that's what you got to remember. Make sure you understand what it's doing. It's dividing. Oh, I got to do the inverse, which is multiplying, and do it on both sides. Now for this guy over here, we got to solve for x. Okay, now first thing when you're solving equations, guys, you got to understand you have to undo addition, subtraction. So over here, I'm going to go ahead and undo a positive 4. That's going to become, bring it to the left, is going to become a minus 4. Okay, and that's just basic pre-algebra. Now we got to get rid of this 3. Well, how do I do that? Well, you do the inverse. You got to multiply by 3. Now if you notice here, you have a y minus 4. Now when that happens, you got to make sure that you multiply the whole thing. So what happens here? The 3 simplified. Now you have 3. You can distribute the 3y minus 12 equals x, and there it is. You solved it for x. Now the last one here is for w. Now if you notice, remember when 3 letters are next to each other, 3 variables, that means multiplication. Well, that means I want to isolate this guy. It's got to be by itself. So I'm going to get rid of the L, and I want to get rid of the Z. If you notice, these guys are going to divide right here, right here. But remember, you have to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, that's just to balance the equation. So W is going to equal to H divided by L over Z. Alright guys, so hopefully remember PEMDAS order of operations. Whenever you're solving, remember you start undoing addition, subtraction, okay, then undo multiplication, division, undo exponents, and then undo whatever's inside of parentheses. Alright guys, hopefully that helps. I'll see you guys next time.